Folks, for all of you that thought that there were a bunch of racist assholes basically confined to the South or to the Midwest, this story basically just affirms my faith that there are racists everywhere. And it's not limited to parents, adults, but goes all the way down the scale to teenagers. And there are also stories about elementary school kids doing some raunchous stuff. This particular story you can find in The Root. It's titled "Ashy Knees, Fans Taunt Black Student Athlete at New Jersey High School Basketball Game." A new video has been publicized from a New Jersey high school basketball game that occurred January the 27th between Dover High School and Jefferson High School, in which the Jefferson crowd shouted racially charged comments at a black Dover student athlete during the pregame warm-ups. Jefferson Superintendent Patrick Tierney apologized Monday after students allegedly made racist and/or offensive statements directed at Dover athletes during the game. And it shouldn't be allegedly, because there's video from the parents of the black athletes that recorded everything that pretty much went down. Meanwhile, Dover Superintendent Robert Becker issued his own statement shortly after, plainly stating that students chanted "Ashy Knees" as a student athlete, as well as, "Ashy Knees" at a student athlete, as well as "Build the Wall." Now, where have we heard that one before? In the video, the Jefferson crowd can be heard shouting "Ashy Knees" as a black student player stepped to the free throw line to take foul shots. At one point, one segment of the Jefferson arena would shout "Ashy," and the other segment following with "Knees." Ironically, the theme for that night's basketball game was American Pride, and several people in the crowd were dressed in items featuring the American flag. One person in the crowd waved a full-size American flag. The chants combined with the flags upset a lot of the Dover parents. I wonder why. Michael Moore, one of the parents of a Dover basketball player, told the news site that he believed the Jefferson crowd wanted to disrespect Dover, which has a significant Hispanic and African American population. Their intent was disrespect, he said, not to promote the country as a whole. Moore also blasted the adults in the Jefferson group because they allowed this and put this whole thing together. Moore told NJ.com that the entire game was marked by a lot of hard fouls, dirty fouls, and that at one point a Jefferson player fouled the Dover player and stood over him for an excessive amount of time as to intimidate the player. Now, where were the referees in all of this? Meanwhile, the Jefferson school superintendent refuted the claim that the theme was politically motivated, saying that students had picked it 2 weeks before the game, which was originally meant to be against Mountain Lakes, which was another white school. "We are currently doing the investigation," he said. "There have been no discipline of students administered at this point." Tierney also said that while the students were wrong for chanting the racist comments, he believed that there was provocation from Dover. Oh, yeah, really? Okay. "I'm not excusing this incident," he said, "but to say it was a one-sided incident is completely misleading." Yeah, I'd love to for him to review that video so that he can tell us what the Dover people or Dover players did to rile up the crowd, okay? Because a whole bunch of black people, as in maybe 20, versus probably a couple of hundred of white people, there's not a lot of stuff that a bunch of black people are going to start in the middle of that. So that statement is total bullshit. But here's what he's going to lay all this off on. Tierney said that 2 Dover parents approached a Jefferson student wearing a Trump shirt before the game and made inflammatory remarks. He said that the Jefferson student then shouted back, "Build the wall." Yeah, right. Tierney refuted claims that more than one student chanted the controversial phrase. Well, I guess the video will prove that. "I'm not excusing the comments or behavior of my children," he said. "In my experience, kids who show up to cheer on games aren't bad kids. These kids had school spirit, and they got caught up in the moment and they said something stupid." Yeah, those racist comments were real school spirit, so that just tells you what that school is about. And notice, okay, because they are teenagers, so you figure the kids had to be anywhere from 15, 17, 18, they are considered kids. But anytime any of our black kids get caught up in something, they're always considered adults. You know, this is a bunch of crap. And you know where that build a wall comes from. You know, Donald Trump has really unleashed the weaker, I'll call it, or darker natures of a lot of people around this country. And now they basically don't give a shit, you know, what they say. And then if something breaks out, they're going to look to blame who? Obviously the black people, all right, because a couple of hundred white people versus 20 black people, and the black people decide to stand up and not take that shit, and something breaks out, obviously the police report is going to say it was instigated by the black people, or they'll try to whitewash it. Anyway, just a little tidbit for those of you who are not really sure that there are entire communities are just damn near racist, period. And this is some of the crap that we have to put up with.